Hey, would you like to learn how to transform a dull and boring story into something that will actually keep your audience on the edge, waiting for your next move? Well, where do you need this? If you are running a masterclass or a webinar where you're going to be making a pitch at the end, you definitely need storytelling. Or if you are going to be speaking on stage, then you want to be telling stories throughout. But what if the only stories you can think of that you want to tell, what if you think they're boring? What if they are boring? What if they are less interesting? What about that? What do you do? Well, stay tuned because I'm going to be sharing with you 7 ways that you can transform your story into something that keeps your audience on the edge of their seat the whole way. Hey, thank you so much for joining me. I'm Obasa and I'm a webinar consultant and storytelling coach. And I'm going to be sharing with you how to transform your story so that you are so interesting and whenever you speak, well, people just have to listen. So why does this even matter? Let's say you are not a Lisa Nichols. Let's say you don't have the beanies and weenies story. You don't have the story of being at home, as a single mom and your partner's in jail and you're there with as a single mom and you are hustling to raise your child. You are not Lisa Nichols. Love you, Lisa. Let's say you are not Oprah. You don't have the story of Oprah. You don't have the story of abuse and all the various reasons why we love Oprah and who she is. Let's say you are not Les Brown. You don't have the story of being, one of 7 children and born part of a twin and abandoned at birth and all of those horrible things that happened who made him the wonderful person that he is. Love you, Les. Let's say you are not those people, but the only stories you have about yourself are what I call rock star stories. So it's not a rags to riches story, it's a riches to even more riches story. Let's say that's your story. And there you have this storytelling coach, hello, who comes to you and says, you need to tell stories on your webinars in order for them to convert. Or if you're going to be speaking on stage, you need to tell stories for that to convert. And you're thinking, but Pam, nobody's going to care about my story. So how do you transform your dull, your boring, or your uninteresting story into something that people care about and they fall in love with you because of your story? I'm going to be sharing very quickly 7 ways. But before I go into all of that, I want to ask you very quickly, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, make sure you do. Hit that subscribe button now. Make sure you subscribe. The other thing I want to share with you is at the end of this video, I am going to be giving you a free gift to help you to actually achieve this. So let me stop yapping away and head on into the 7 things. Thing number 1 is this: change your mindset. Because here is the thing, if you think that your story is boring, chances are everybody else will think that way because it will transform the way you tell that story because you already think it's boring. But here's the thing about storytelling, which I say all the time. Storytelling is 40% story and 60% telling. So what does that mean? It means that yes, your story, the actual story is important. 40% is a lot. However, what's greater than 40 is 60. So the way the story is told really, really matters. So even if you have, one of those rags to riches story, even if you are like one of my friends, Akbar Sheikh, who was homeless for quite some time and then finally caught a break and now he is a millionaire. So if you don't have, even if you have one of those stories, but you are unable to tell that story well, guess what? You're still at 40%, which isn't so great. You want to be at 100%. So you want to have a great story, but you want to be able to tell it well. So change your mindset. The second thing I want you to do is build suspense. Storytelling is all about building suspense. Think about your favorite films. That's how films are written. Think about Black Mirror. Do you like Black Mirror? Think about the Game of Thrones. Think about your favorite films, your favorite TV programs, the ones that keep you coming back time and time again. The reason they are able to have you at the core of your seat, pushing that remote button at that time to watch that program is because there is suspense. And so build suspense when you are telling the story. Use body language, use facial expressions, use pauses, use different tonalities in your voice to build suspense, and of course use your emotions. And I'm going to be talking about emotions in a moment. Number 3, in choosing your story and in telling your story, first decide on the outcome. What is the outcome? What do you want your audience to feel when they hear you tell this story? Do you want them to feel angry for you? Do you want them to feel sad or excited or hopeful, motivated? Well, when you decide on the emotions that you want them to feel, when you decide on the outcome, it really guides the way you tell your story, and this alone can transform your whole story. And number 4, play with a broad range of emotions as you're telling your story. Even if you're telling the story about how you came out of your house and you went to the chip shop, and when you arrived, they only had a portion of chips for one person, and there you are. You finally scrambled and you're there with £5 and you need to feed yourself and 3 kids. How does that make you feel? How did it feel when you got there and that happened? Play with a broad range of emotions. Were you happy? Were you sad? Were you angry? How angry were you? Were you so angry that you wanted to punch the wall? Were you? Or were you just like really, really relaxed because you're super duper understanding and you are just an amazing human being? I don't know what the case may be, but whatever the case is, play with a broad range of emotions. Number 5, tie your story to your offer. Now, this is specific to those who are going to be storytelling on a webinar or storytelling in a masterclass or storytelling on the stage and making an offer. You want to tie your story to your offer because guess what? Your story should lead them on a journey directly to the transformation that you are going to be bringing to them. So as you are building out your offer, think, what stories do I have that will back up this offer? So what client success stories can I tell? What parallel stories can I tell? What backstories can I tell? What epiphany stories can I tell? And where is the hook in these stories? Because all the roads lead to one place, that offer. Number 6, create visuals by describing everything. Storytelling and being able to tell stories well, it's about going down to the most minute detail. So it's all about really investing in detail. And last but not least, if you want to be writing your story, so if it's something that's going to be read, for some reason, if you're going to be writing it in email, if you're going to be writing it as an ad, or however you're going to be using it, but it's in written format, you want to format your story so that it's in short sentences. So for example, when we speak, we naturally take pauses, right? We don't speak in paragraphs. But here's the thing, when people write, they write these long paragraphs that keep going and keep going and keep going. You want to write in very short sentences using lots of punctuation, and pretty much you want to write the way you want it played out in the mind of the reader. Well, I hope you got so much value from this. Thank you so much, guys. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do so before you leave this channel. I would really appreciate it. And of course, there are some links. I have a free gift for you. I have an amazing ebook. It's called Stories That Convert. And in there, I actually teach you how to find the stories and how to tell them, how to harness them and how to tell them, how to structure your stories. So the link is there. Grab it. It's absolutely free because you watch this. Thank you so much. So grab that and I will send that directly to your email. And of course, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much, guys. Take care and see you another time. Bye.